So, 3 points. Existential, existence, and exist. You're going to be tested on this after Mass. It's not going to be hard to remember. Existential, big fancy philosophical term. Existence and exist. Another 3 points, same message. Job, Jesus, and Paul. The 3 readings. Job, Jesus, and Paul. Let me start with this one. Did you ever ask yourself, I think the gospel gives some good understanding why. Did you ever ask yourself why Peter denied Jesus 3 times? The gospel told us Jesus healed his mother-in-law. You don't have to clap, but you at least should laugh. It's okay. It's okay. I'm a professional. It's okay. I was talking to my Lutheran convert, and we were discussing the music coming in. He says, we were joking, saying, why aren't we talking about misery or sorrow? We're having a good time with music. I'm like, it's the Catholics again. We're just getting too wacky up in here. It's a reason to celebrate. So let's go right into the great transition. Existentialism. Not all existentialism. Existentialism is a philosophical idea that sounded very much like what you heard out of Job. Job, the story you heard of Job is in context, but you're missing the larger story. What you just heard, and I will remind you of it, was very dour and monotonous and bleak and sad and sorrowful. It sounded as if, and I'm just reminding you of what you heard, that life has no purpose, there's no meaning, there's lots of hopelessness, and there's great depression. And a lot of people lived like that. It's very sad. It's very sad. Existentialism gave rise to the Nazis, Schopenhauer, and Nietzsche. Throw in some Wagner, and I'll throw in some Martin Heidegger. You don't have to know these people. It was basically a will to power. A will to power. Not what's true, not what's going to make me happy, not what's going to be satisfying of my soul. A will to power. And many people still live like that. It's very unsatisfying. It's quite depressing. Look, I don't want to collapse all the people who've taken their own lives into one profile. That's unfair. There's mental illnesses, there's PTSD, there's all kinds of, I can't possibly condense all of them. But one common pattern is a sense of despair and hopelessness. That life no longer has meaning, and it's purposelessness. It's purposeless. That's a sad feeling. If you ever get those feelings, check into point number 2. If that's all you got, that life is a drudgery. Life is like the wind. It comes, it goes. There's really no meaning to it. Be weary. Will Robinson, danger, danger. Yeah, every once in a while we get these thoughts. I'm not saying they're by themselves evil, but if you persist in a philosophical or in a state of mind that just questions, why am I here? What's the purpose? What's the meaning? Go to point 2. That's existential, what I just described. Existence. The Bible reveals why we're made. Deep in the DNA of my human spirit is Jesus. Everybody's looking for you. We were made for the divine. It's part of our existence. What are the Jews looking for? God. What are the Muslims looking for? God. What are the Christians looking for? God. We just have an amazing help to finding him because he came in the flesh. And he's testifying, I'm God. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the fullness of life. You will not have a fuller, and the sooner you get this, the better the quicker we'll move on in our lives. You will not have a more satisfying life than you will with Jesus Christ. You will do immeasurably more with your life in relationship to Jesus Christ than you'll ever do without him. Existence, I was made for God. I was made for an encounter with God. God set up a real nice, I don't want to say trade. I was talking to my trader friends in the back. Not Benedict Arnold traders, stock traders. But he gave us a great way to make this available. He sent his son. He goes, I'm invisible, I'm profoundly powerful, I'm the miracle beyond your mind's comprehension. But I'm going to send one like you. In all ways but sin. He's going to live your life. He's going to take on your existence. In all things but sin. And his whole life is going to be spent trying to please me, to do my will. And we're stamped with that. People that we know, people that we love, people that are, not all of them. Just comedy can never fit everybody. There's other depressions going on, but a lot of depression. Not all of it, a lot of it. It would be helped by Christian faith. You would be helped by a deeper awareness that you're loved, you have value, not just in what you have, or who you hang around with, or how many Facebook likes you have, but in the fact that God made you, and you belong to Him. And many of us who are older realize, I'm just utterly restless. Like a lot of kids are restless, until I rest in God. And in God I will find my stride, I will be in the right lane. That's the DNA of existence. And now exist. Actually, you got existential, dour, sorrowful, purposeless, life has no meaning. Existence, I'm made for God. Everyone's looking for Jesus. Of course they are. So am I. Hey, great point. Just remembered it. You're very welcome, Father Jerome. Thank you, my guardian angel. Who do we have to thank? Think of the list of people you and I have to thank to put us in the chair we're sitting in today. My mother, the priests in my parish, the nuns that I had, your godparents, maybe an uncle. Whoever got you to the chair you're sitting in right now needs a big time thank you. They got you here. You've been awakened. You're awoke. You know you want God. And there's one sure sign of you having God. You want more God. I'm not going to drink today on Super Bowl Sunday, but I remember when I used to drink, because today was a big day for drinking. Oh my goodness, people are drinking already. Games at like 5:40. Professional drinkers. I'm a former professional drinker. I know what I'm talking about. I brought this to your attention because I'm not drinking, they're drinking. Once you start thinking about alcohol, I lost my point. There was a point there somewhere. I didn't know where I was going with that. No? Too far out there? Well, we want to thank the people who brought us here. We got to give them lots of thanks. Oh! Eureka, which is a place in Northern California. Go visit it. It's beautiful. It's where the redwoods are. If you're drinking, you might have a drinking problem. If when you drink, you want more alcohol. There's not enough alcohol. So when you start drinking, if you want more alcohol, you might have a drinking problem. When it comes to finding Jesus, you know you're on the right path when you want more Jesus. You know you found Jesus if you want more Jesus. If you've had enough Jesus, if you walk out of Mass today and say, I just had too much Jesus. That priest has lost his mind. Too much Jesus. I'm out of here. Thank you. You didn't find Jesus. Or how about the poor woman? This is very serious in confession. And her grandson, she says a confession. This is real. She goes, my grandson's son, this is years ago. She says, my grandson left the church. And I'm really worried about his salvation. I ask a few more questions, and I say to the nice, kind grandmother, your son was never in the church. Well, he didn't leave something he knew. Your grandson or granddaughter never met Jesus Christ. They may have met a person who described Jesus Christ. They may have met someone who told them the Bible, the Bible, the Bible. They never met Jesus Christ. If you truly encounter Jesus the Christ, you're going to want more Christ. It's real simple. It's real simple. So that's how you know. And we're all looking for him. So we got one more point. Exist. Why do I exist? I exist for God's good pleasure. I exist so Jesus Christ would save me. I need to be saved. I need not just self-help. Yes, I need a lot of that. I need otherworldly help. I need a Savior. Christianity is a religion based on needing a Savior, which makes me who? A sinner. And what totally flips this around is not only am I looking for God, when I finally find Him, I realize the whole time He's been looking for me. That's enough.